Evans, may I ask you a few questions, please? Betty, I'm from the FBU. May I ask you a few questions, please? Betty, I'm from the Fire Brigades Union. May I ask a few questions?
No.
Are you prepared to speak to us? I do represent 6,000 firefighters. Are you prepared to speak to us? No, I'll refer on to Betty, thank you. Would you like to speak? Can you tell us if you'll be calling a by-election? Because none of your voters in Brixton voted for a Tory. Very few of them, did they? So can you tell me if you'll be calling a by-election? Can you tell me if you'll be standing down on principle and fighting a seat as a Tory? Do you think it's appropriate that LFEPA now is a Tory-controlled authority when you were elected on a Labour ticket? Is that appropriate, do you think? You've got nothing to say on that to London's 6,000 firefighters, Betty? How about the fact that you didn't pay your council tax? Is there anything you'd like to comment on about that? Would you like to defend that? No? Is it true that because you were deselected as a Labour candidate, is that why you decided to defect to the Tories? And now London's firefighters have to suffer a Tory-controlled majority because of that defection? You don't think it's appropriate to stand down on principle? I'm giving you the opportunity to speak to London's 6,000 firefighters. If you want to do it, you're welcome. If not, they'll see that you've got nothing to say. Have you got anything to say, Mrs Evans-Jacas? Nothing to say to London's 6,000 firefighters? You do control their authority, you control their working lives, you've got nothing to say to them? You think it's appropriate that you were elected by thousands of people on a Labour ticket and you're now a Tory without having the decency to stand down and fight a by-election? Do you think that's appropriate? Just silence from you, Mrs Evans-Jacas, is it? What do you think of the confrontational manner in which Brian Coleman runs a fire authority and his comments about firefighters in London being like turkeys? Anything to say on that? Obviously not.